One of the toughest parts of ACT preparation is actually getting your student to follow the plan that you lay out for them. And in this video, I'm taking all my knowledge from working with thousands of students with an average score improvement of over 5 points, and I'm sharing all the secrets that I've used in order to actually get them to put in the work to actually improve their score. So we're gonna go over a couple things. First, we're going to talk about how you can avoid the planning mistake that a lot of people make that can ruin your preparation before you even start. Second, I'm going to tell you how my students actually use procrastination to their advantage when preparing for the ACT. And third, we're going to talk about how I actually trick my students into wanting to study on a daily basis. And my students who implemented just these 3 things ended up earning an extra $50,000 in scholarships because of their higher ACT scores. So the first big thing that's an absolute game changer with getting students to actually follow a plan is having a daily to-do list for the exact specific activities that student needs to do every single day. And this can't just be a little post-it note that you stick up on your computer or you stick on your mirror or something that says, hey, today I need to study from 3:30 to 4:30. It has to be an actual list of, again, the very specific things that you're going to do on a daily basis. For example, this list needs to have something as specific as, first thing I'm going to do today is when I get home from school at 3:30, I'm going to watch these 4 specific ACT videos that are going to teach me how to do exactly this, this, and this. And then once I finish those videos, it'll probably be about 3:50 or so. And then from 3:50 to 4:10, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on the specific worksheets that correspond to the videos that I just watched so that I can drill the specific type of practice question that I'm trying to learn more about. And then maybe at 4:10, once I'm finished up with those practice drills, I'm going to take, a practice section of the test, and that'll be from 4:10 to 4:35 or something like that. And then that's going to be my ACT work for today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to, again, have another very specific set of activities that I'm going to do, and I'm going to list all of those things out so that I can check them off once I'm finished with them. Look, there's a reason that the most productive people in the entire world create to-do lists for themselves on a daily basis. Without knowing the specific steps that you need to take, it's almost impossible to actually get started on any work that you want to get done. What I've personally found from working with my students is that they're way more likely to actually finish the work that I give them if they know, hey, today I'm doing this and tomorrow I'm doing exactly this, and it's just going to be, a small bite-sized piece of work that I need to do, and then I'm going to get it done, and then that's going to be, the crossing off of the to-do list for the day. Everybody in the world procrastinates, especially high school students, as we all know. So we can actually use this procrastination to our advantage by saying, hey, you have this deadline for today, and we need to get these couple of things done by today. And most of the time, that'll give the student enough incentive to actually get that work done for the day. It's just like how that 10-page paper that's due on a Monday always seems to get done on a Sunday. Really, all we're doing is just bringing that deadline forward each and every day for ourselves. And so the second thing you have to do in order to get your student to actually follow your ACT study plan is to figure out what motivates that particular student. Everyone has different reasons for being motivated to do certain things, especially teenagers. And sometimes just saying, you need to do this because mom and dad said so, just isn't enough to get that teen motivated to study for the ACT. Now, sometimes saying that is good enough, but when it's not, we have to figure out what can actually motivate that teenager to get their work done. For example, I once worked with a student named Robert on the ACT, and he was actually not going to go to college unless he scored at least a 25, because that was the level where his family determined that he would earn enough scholarship money through the Bright Futures program to help them pay for enough of college to make it actually worth it for him to go. And sometimes Robert had a lot of trouble focusing on his work, and a lot of times he would find himself getting distracted. Just like any normal high school student, the phone was a big issue for Robert, and he found himself constantly starting his work and then stopping it because some notification would pop up on his phone, and he just wasn't able to finish whatever work that he started. So what we did is we found what his motivating factor was. For him, it was, I actually want to go to college and I need this ACT score in order to help pay for the cost of college. So because the phone was the thing that was distracting him from getting his work done, Robert and I came up with the idea that we actually made a screensaver for him so that every time he picked up his phone, he would see this screensaver and it would remind him that he needed to get back to work and stop being distracted by his text messages or his Instagram DMs going off or whatever it was. And on that screensaver, all we did was we put a big block of text that said, I will do what it takes to attend college. So for the 8 weeks or so that we worked together, that was what Robert saw every single time he picked up his phone. Every time he picked up his phone and he started getting distracted by a text message or an Instagram, whatever, notification or TikTok, whatever it was, in the background of that screensaver, he saw, I will do what it takes to attend college. And it gave him that little subtle reminder that what he was working on in front of him, that worksheet that he was working through to master the yes, yes, no, no questions on the science section or whatever it was, that was way more important than whatever his friends were texting about. So he was a lot more likely to put that phone back down, face down, and continue working on his ACT work, which ended up paying off for him because he went from a 21 all the way past that goal of a 25, and he ended up scoring a 29 on the ACT, which was good enough to get him a full ride at the University of Central Florida through the Bright Futures program there. But look, not every single student out there has the same way of getting motivated. Some students want to play sports in college, and that's their motivation. Some students really want to go to an out-of-state school so they can get out of their hometown. Whatever it is, just find that motivating factor and use that to your advantage. Use it as a little constant reminder whenever the student finds themselves getting distracted or finds themselves getting not too motivated to actually get their work done. Whatever it is, find that motivating factor and see if you can use that in some way to your advantage. And finally, the third major thing that you have to do in order to get your student to actually follow their study plan is to have a clear and defined timeline, ideally over a short period of time where they're going to go all in on their study plan. What you can't do is just plan to drag the process on forever and ever. I've seen it go wrong so many times before where students just are studying for the ACT for 6 months or a full year, and by the end of it, they just simply cannot focus on the ACT anymore. They have zero motivation. There's no little tricks of background screensavers on their phone that can get them to want to study for the ACT for longer than 6 months or a year. So what you need to do is have a defined timeline over a short period of time where that student actually has a finish line that they can look forward to. What I found works the absolute best is somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks, sometimes dragging that out as long as 8 weeks, but typically we're gonna wanna focus on this for just 4 to 6 weeks, and that gives a student, hey, all I have to do is focus on this for about 4 or 6 weeks. You can see the finish line in front of you and plan for maybe a little bit of a break after that ACT gets done, and then that student has that reward, that intrinsic motivation of like, okay, all I need to do is just focus really hard for this short period of time and then I'm gonna be done. And I think there's a couple reasons why this works so well. First, this gives them both the motivation to get things done on a daily basis and it gives them the firm deadline. So it's kind of like combining the first two things together. We have our daily to-do list where we're giving ourselves a daily deadline. This just gives ourselves a deadline of 4 to 6 weeks from now. And it also gives us that motivation, just like the second tip of, okay, this is why we're doing what we're doing. And this is, how we can keep ourselves motivated to actually get the work done. And ideally, when you're planning this thing out, you just pick an ACT test date, counts 4 to 6 weeks back from that when you probably don't have a ton of other stuff going on. Ideally, you're not in the middle of your sports season and in the middle of your AP exams and all of that stuff. You actually have some free time that you can dedicate to studying for the ACT for this short sprint of a period of time. So those are the 3 things that I think are the biggest levers that you can pull in order to actually get your student to follow the ACT plan that you lay out for them. You can have the best plan in the world, but if your student doesn't actually follow it, then the best plan won't actually do anything. So keep these things in mind if you're trying to lay out a plan for your student to study for the test. Now, if you want me to take all this stuff off your plate and make sure that your student stays accountable, has a good plan that's efficient, and they actually get the best outcome possible on the ACT, you can apply to join my coaching program. There should be some information in the description down below. So check that out if you're interested. And if not, then stay tuned to the channel both here on YouTube and over on Instagram for more free ACT content, and I'll see you in the next one.